Anderson into right center field, hit it hard. This baby is way back. Out of here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. This is Eric. Today, we're talking about the San Francisco Giants. I want to go over 5 things that they have to do to have any kind of chance to slip into those playoffs. And normally, I wouldn't be talking about this at all if this was a normal 162-game season with normal playoffs, because quite honestly, Giants just weren't in a position this year to make a big run. Obviously, we hope for it. Could happen. It's baseball, but, you know, the odds weren't in our favor. But now, not only is it just a 60-game season where anything can pretty much happen in 60 games,
but it's also expanded playoffs.
So the first place team is getting in, the second place team is getting in, and then 2 wild cards. Remember, the Giants last year were in a wild card hunt as late as late July and into August and September. Now this season, 60 games, Giants got off to a pretty good start, but now they're starting to struggle. They've lost a few games now. They're in a little bit of a funk. It's not good. They're starting to drop in the standings, and we have to start looking at what's going wrong, what the Giants have to do to even have a chance, to even have a prayer of making the playoffs and getting some postseason baseball. Number 1, we gotta bring up our guy, Joey freaking Bart. Number 1, Joey Bart. I know Tromp has been pretty good. Chadwick Tromp, 7 for 22 with 2 home runs, which is actually close to what we'd expect from Bart, over 22 at-bats, but he's not even playing every day. They're rotating in Tyler Heineman, who started the season fairly hot, but now he's hitting 222 with no home runs. We need sustained excellence, power, better defense, and we just got to get our future starting catcher some big league reps. While there's no minor league games for him to play in, give the Giants the best possible lineup every night, and that is Joey Bart. No disrespect to Heineman or Trump. Either one could be a fine backup catcher. Trump maybe, because he brings some pop, good power, could find his way into the lineup some days, but we need Joey Bart on the team. Let's go. If we're going to make any kind of run, we got to use the resources we have, and Joey Bart is one of them, and a big one. Number 2, we got to clean up the defense. We got to clean up the defense. It has been terrible. We lead the major leagues by a pretty wide margin in errors. That's unacceptable for the San Francisco Giants. And one of the biggest culprits is a guy who I would never recommend benching because he's hitting damn near 500. He's one of my favorite players, and that is Donovan Solano. He leads the league in batting average, near the top in RBIs. His offensive ability way more than compensates for any problems defensively. However, that being said, we got the DH this season. We got to utilize that DH. So we might want to think about putting Solano into that DH role if we find out, his defense is just really not going to work, which so far it's looking pretty bad. He's botched some routine plays and blown some double plays that should have been easy. Things like that, we just can't have that. So I'm not saying he needs to DH every day, because there's other guys like Sandoval who needs to DH a little bit here and there, but I believe that maybe Solano is perfect for a perfect guy to be in that DH role, especially the way he swings the bat. You can't take that bat out of the lineup. Also, switching guys around and stuff like that, right to left based on the stadium. Personally, I don't think it's a great idea. I want guys to get in their comfort zone, put them where they're comfortable, keep them there. That's how I feel about it. Maybe I'm wrong on that. They just need to do whatever they got to do to clean up the defense. I don't care if it's, using Crawford a little more, despite the bat. If we can stick Crawford there at short, even though he's made a couple errors this year, obviously he's a great defender. I don't care how they do it. You got to clean up the defense. You can't give away free runs and expect to make a playoff push. Number 3, the rotation. We're going to need some help with the rotation. Not only at the trade deadline, maybe before that, we got to figure something out. Jeff Samardzija has been throwing batting practice out there. In 3 starts, he has a 9.88 ERA, meaning that he gives up on average more than a run per inning. Not a hit per inning, which is not that great, but a run per inning, more than a run per inning. I love Shark and everything, but if that doesn't improve, we're going to have to do something about that. You just can't keep sticking him in the rotation. We have other options. Even Sean Anderson, who's been pitching out of the bullpen, looking pretty sharp. I like him in the bullpen, but based on the fact that some of our other bullpen arms have looked pretty damn good, we might think about throwing Sean Anderson back into that rotation, giving him a chance to prove himself again as a starter. He's got 9 strikeouts in 6 innings this year. He's looked pretty good, and that's just one thought. But even that aside, the rotation is shaky at best. We knew it was going to be coming into this year. It has been. We were hoping that Samardzija was going to somehow be at his best. He is not. He's pretty much been at his worst. Cueto has been off and on. He's okay. But if there's any chance of making any kind of run, we're going to need some help. The Giants are going to have to get some help. in that rotation, whether it is somebody who steps up like Derek Rodriguez or anybody else who's already in the system, or whether we go and get somebody in a trade. I don't care how they do it. If they're going for a playoff run this year, that's what they're going to have to do. If they're not going for a playoff run this year, then it doesn't matter. I'm just telling you what they got to do if we're interested at all in some October baseball in 2020. Gonna have to fix that rotation. Number 4, tough decisions got to be made. Hunter Pence is 1 for 29 with 0 extra base hits and 0 RBI. If he is not going to produce at all, I don't see how he stays on the team. We demoted guys like Jalen Davis. We demoted Steven Duggar. We got guys like Joey Rickard in camp, and he hit 280 last year for the Giants and 50 at-bats. I don't know how good he would be this year, but I'm pretty damn sure he's going to get more than 1 hit and 29 at-bats. Even our youngsters like Elliot Ramos, I know they don't want to rush him, but we got Elliot Ramos in camp. If we want to go ahead and give him his big league debut, this would be as good a year as any. I don't know what to say about some of these guys who are underperforming. It's not just Pence. You know, we got to look at Crawford. We got to look at Sandoval. We got to look at all these guys, Belt, all these guys. But, you know, Pence is kind of the guy who's just been especially terrible this year. Tough decisions got to be made. I'm sorry. Hunter Pence is awesome. Helped us win World Series championships. Love Hunter Pence. Great guy. Forever Giant. Get the off this roster. Oh, I'm just playing Pence. No, but seriously. Number 5, Gabe Kapler and the bullpen management. I'm not saying I know more than Gabe Kapler at all. He's obviously been around the game for a long time, but he's made some questionable decisions with the bullpen. It seems like every time the bullpen implodes, it's during a situation where we're like, uh-oh, I don't know about this, and then sure enough, things go south. Now, I've been impressed with the bullpen. Connor Menez, Caleb Berriger, Wandy Peralta, Trevor Gott has stepped up as the closer. Tyler Rogers, other than one terrible outing where he was kept in too long, like I was talking about, he's been pretty good. So I've liked the bullpen. We've seen some inconsistency lately. The bullpen has not been as sharp, and you throw in a guy like Andrew Triggs in a high leverage situation to make his 2020 debut. I mean, just crazy. I mean, you're putting guys in their big league debut like Jimenez in the first game of the year against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium in a pretty important situation. You throw him in there and he gets lit up. Just kind of weird decisions like that you would think, man, that's kind of odd that we're throwing this guy in there in this situation, or that we're keeping this guy in here an extra inning. And we think of it before things go south, then things go bad, and we're like, well,
that kind of seemed like an easy decision.
I just say don't try to be cute with the obvious choices. Don't push your luck. Just because someone threw a scoreless inning doesn't mean they're going to throw another one. Don't make a guy have to make some big debut in a high leverage situation. Let's just keep it simple. Hopefully there's some other guys who can help us out throughout the season. I mentioned D-Rod. He could also come out of the pen. Harlan Garcia, Melvin Adone. There's lots of guys we got in Sacramento. I like the bullpen, and if used efficiently and properly, I think that it is a really good bullpen, and it could, put zeros on the board while you give the offense a chance to maybe get back in a game that we fell behind because maybe the starter wasn't great. So I like the bullpen. Just I think a little bit of better management performance from Gabe Kapler would be fantastic. Just use common sense here, and just you're going to make mistakes. You're going to bring in guys from the bullpen are going to get lit up. That happens every day, but let's not make it happen in a situation where everybody kind of beforehand was like, wow, I don't think this is a good decision. And those are just 5 key things that I see. There are others. Put it down in the comments below. I mean, I understand, and I'm saying I understand perfectly well that the Giants are sort of in a rebuild mode. This wasn't going to be our World Series championship year, but hey, you play the cards that are dealt to you. That's what I've said. And we were dealt a 60-game season with expanded playoffs completely unexpectedly with a DH. I don't like some of the rules for this season, but we're playing by the rules. So that's where I'm at with that. Let me know what you think down below. I know I don't know nothing. These are just my thoughts. Give me yours down below. Let me know where I'm wrong. Let me know what I missed, and we can discuss this down below because we love the game and we want the Giants to do well. Maybe they won't make the playoffs this year. It's not going to be the end of the world. We didn't really expect it, but you know what? Hey, we got a chance. We got a 60-game season. Why not make a run? Why not make a push? Let's see what we can do. We only got a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks before the trade deadline. Let's get on a winning streak. Let's do something. Let's make it happen. Can't wait for tonight's game. See you guys then. Have a fantastic day. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. If you love the Giants and if you love baseball, hit the subscribe button unless you're already subscribed, because then it will probably unsubscribe you. So do not hit the subscribe button if you're already subscribed. Please. See ya! When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the
in the making at Oracle Park.